Hey, look what I got.
That's pretty sweet.
It's official now. And did you hear that big newsy sounding intro?
Yes.
We qualify. We are now news people.
Holy cow. I've already been kind of a journalist for quite a long time.
Yeah, you have.
A couple of decades, give or take.
What is up, Dave Cackley?
It has been, 3 years since we've done this?
Has it really been 3 years?
I think it's been 3. You think about everything that was going on then as opposed to now.
Right.
3 years ago, Caitlyn Jenner was a man. Donald Trump was a reality show host and Democrat. And my son was still occasionally going to the bathroom in the closet.
Well, fine.
So,
who doesn't do that from time to time,
Yeah.
I remember when I was married the first time, we changed rooms with one of the kids.
Uh-huh.
And back then, I liked to drink. I liked the little nip here and there.
You imbibed occasionally. Or
One
every
night,
day.
I get up out of the new bedroom, which, our old bedroom was right outside the bathroom door.
Uh-huh.
So I got up, I walked outside the new bedroom door, which was the living room, and I made the turn just like it was the bathroom. I almost peed on the wall.
Oh, God.
Those were the days.
You've come a long way.
Yes, we have. So what else is new? Anything good?
You think, see, I don't like change much.
We knew that.
It's been, like I said, in the last 3 years, I haven't changed, at all.
No.
I'm still the same guy.
Well, wait. Look down. Look down just a little bit. Oh,
what?
Your hairline went back a little bit.
Yeah. It took you, 2 minutes? 2 minutes before you got into the Dave's balding jokes?
Well, you got to remember how this works.
Yeah, right.
I kick you in the ass
punching
for
bag.
20 minutes every day, and everybody laughs.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Well, we are here to do what we would consider news, and all pleasantries aside, and welcome back, and thank you for being a part of this new Muskegon Channel thing. Let me just tell you this. As the Muskegon Channel grows and things come along, you're going to see so much more on that site than you see now. There's just a couple of quick things up there to get people familiar. Mm-hmm. And then from there, we're going to branch out into Spring Lake and Grand Haven. We've got a Grand Rapids section. It's all about telling the news other than people who got shot and liquor stores that got robbed and all that. Because you know what? If that's all you hear, you're going to start to believe that about a community. And it's time to change. So
it's one of those things. It's not like you ignore the negative things. It's not like you don't report on them, but you still talk about.
You find an angle. You say, hey, all right, something bad happened. Who's working to fix this? Not something bad happened in 1998. He did this, and then all through this clickbait and all that crap. I'm just done with it. I'm so sick of it. Muskegon has really got some wind behind its sails right now, and we're going to start changing the way that people view the news, even if it's just our silliness for the day. So, absolutely. Dave Cackley, let's see what you got. It's been 3 years. Deep breath.
Do you still have your bell?
Oh,
you still have the bell?
I got to get one.
Oh,
I don't think I have my bell anymore, but you can bet by tomorrow there'll be a bell.
I don't mispronounce words anymore, so I won't stumble. This will be professional and articulate.
Well, we're going to have a bell here tomorrow just to be on the safe side.
All right.
Lay it on us, brother.
Okay, the Senate is headed for a fight over President Trump's Supreme Court nominee. Majority Leader Mitch McConnell and the Republicans are determined to confirm Judge Neil Gorsuch within the week, but they will likely have to override Democratic objections and change the Senate rules so that Gorsuch can be confirmed with a simple majority instead of the 60 votes typically needed in the 100-seat chamber. Now, I don't think they're necessarily going to need to do this because at last I checked, there were 3 Democrats who had crossed over. They needed to get 2 more, and I think 2 of those are at least 2 of them are in states that Trump won, so they might not have to go to what they call the nuclear option. But
you know what sucks
crazy.
though. You know what sucks.
What?
They stalwart Obama's one chance to pick a Supreme Court justice, and now they're standing there shocked, like, oh, how dare they stand in our way?
The Republicans had to do that. It was an election year. It was Obama's last year. It didn't matter who he put up there. From a political standpoint, they had to block that.
You know
absolutely
what?
Had to.
For all this talk we heard going into the election, drain the swamp, blah blah blah. It's more of the same, and it's even worse. And
here's the thing: if Scalia doesn't die, Trump probably doesn't win the election. Because the reason a lot of Republicans ended up voting for Trump is precisely because of the Supreme Court vacancy.
Oh, really?
They didn't want it to go They didn't want it to go left, so they're like, we're going to stop this. We're going to gamble on whoever whoever the next president is, and that ends up being Donald Trump.
Well,
so,
I thought maybe they were gambling on more of a, they wanted to run Trump because he was so cool on the TV show.
he shoots from the hip.
That's right.
He's a straight shooter.
And he's so honest about everything.
Well, the thing is, at
He
the end
doesn't
of the day,
forget things.
wouldn't you say that there's a little bit the Trump outrage is a little overboard?
No, I don't think it is.
Really?
I
think it's all reasonable.
Here's the thing. I think a lot of his proposed changes are not a bad idea. We do need a little tighter security in the United States. That's fair. We do need to rein in some spending on things and stuff like that. But to go from, in love him or hate him, there is no argument that Obama was probably the most eloquent and well-spoken, well-received president that you and I will ever see.
I don't know about well-received. It depends on who you're talking to. But yeah, I agree.
But he's very articulate.
Yeah.
He knows how to get a message across. And you get Donald Trump, who's basically dragging his knuckles behind him and going, ugh. And then anytime something comes up that he doesn't agree with, he's like a 5-year-old. I'm not shaking Merkel's hand. No way. I'm not touching her. She's got cooties. It's just, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing to go from that much eloquence to this Neanderthal. It really is.
Come on, really?
Yeah.
But you don't. But it's based on what you just said before that, you would have to say that a lot of the criticism, aside from he does act like a 5-year-old at times. There's nobody would really question that.
Right.
But a lot of the criticism, a lot of the sky is falling every single time he does anything.
Well, now here's
some
the
of
thing
that,
too.
good portion that gets
Here's the
overblown.
thing too. With everything on social media, everything, even and granted, I take all this out of the equation, but everything in social media, everything's got the sky falling now.
Right.
Yeah, and you got to filter out the, like there is fake news, unfortunately.
Right.
Ours is just
Well,
kind of shenanigans. It's not necessarily fake, but
Yeah, the idea of people though ending relationships because Donald Trump's president is stupid.
Stupid.
Really
All right,
dumb.
we agree.
All right.
Finally. All right.
The man accused of starting the fire that destroyed part of I-85 near Atlanta may have been smoking crack before the blaze began. Basil Ellaby told investigators he had discovered, or he had discussed smoking the drug
Basil.
with 2 others before doing it alone. Ellaby now faces charges of first-degree arson and property damage. See, it just goes to show, like if you're a young crack smoker, had he shared his crack, there probably wouldn't have been this blaze. It probably would have destroyed an entire bridge. One of the crackheads may have been able to put the fire out. It comes down to sharing.
All I say is crack is whack. Stay away from crack. Thank you.
Very nice. Montague High School teacher accused of having sex with a student has turned himself into police. 37-year-old physical ed instructor Ryan Wright was arrested Saturday and is set to be arraigned later on today. If convicted, he faces up to 15 years in prison. Now, there was a related story of a teacher in Texas, a female teacher, who was convicted of having sex with a 15-year-old.
Yep.
That was a second-degree criminal sexual conduct charge. This was third degree for essentially the same crime.
I don't know the first, second, third degree and everything else like that. Here's what I know, okay? If you're a teacher, keep your hands off the kids. Granted, kids are, in all honesty, if you look at the average high school junior or senior today, they are nothing like we were. I mean, we thought we were all cool and stuff like that, but you look back to you're just kids. But kids today, I mean, some of them get to be 14, 15 years old. They look like they're 25.
Yeah.
If they're in your class, keep your hands off them.
Right. So, but do you think this goes? I mean, you're married to a teacher. I got a lot of teachers in my family. When we were younger, we would hear rumors occasionally about something going on. But do you think it's happening more often now, or do you think it's reported on more often?
I think it's reported on more often. It's one of those things where it gets swept under the rug and nobody wants to talk about it and blah, blah, blah. And we've talked about it in the past, but I was a 15-year-old boy once. I wouldn't have considered myself violated had...
right. See, well, that's my point.
But the thing of it is, if it's wrong, it's wrong. If it's against the law, it's against the law.
But you brought up a good point. You said if it were me, you as you can think of yourself as a 15-year-old boy. Now, this teacher down in Texas, it was a woman who had sex with a 15-year-old boy.
Right.
And that's actually being treated as a worse offense, not because the teacher's a woman, but because state to state these things differ on how they're judged. But
well, that's Texas. That's their thing.
But don't we at a visceral, at a gut level, view a male teacher having sex with presumably a female, that's a worse crime? Whether it should be adjudicated is different, but we feel it to be worse.
Wow, that was a big word.
What, adjudicated?
Wow.
And I used it in the right context and pronounced it right and everything.
Man, 3 years done you good, boy.
All right. In sports, Lumberjacks clinched a playoff spot with a win last Friday over Bloomington. They lost in a shootout to Team USA on Saturday. Brad Keselowski wins the STP 500. The Cubs fall in their season opener 4-3 to St. Louis. Tigers open up the season on the road against the Chi Sox. And the Final Four is down to 2. Gonzaga taking on North Carolina for the national championship tonight. Side note, if Gonzaga wins, I win the office pool, and Daddy gets to go to Sizzler.
Really?
There you go.
Big time.
I am juiced. I'm excited about that.
What the Lumberjacks, though? Shut up a minute. Hey, shut up a minute. I'm talking. It's my show, remember? Jeez. I want to go back to the Lumberjacks. The Lumberjacks had an outstanding season. I've been a part of the whole team forever. What a difference this year has made. Bigger crowds, more excitement, more fun. Playoffs coming up. We got kids like Andrei Svechnikov playing for us. He's on his way to the NHL first-round draft. I mean, that's how that's going to work. It's going to be huge.
That's amazing. It's great. Now, has it worked better as it being the junior league as opposed to when it was an upper minor league?
I think we're getting to the point now where people are starting to accept the fact that this is the future of hockey. We just had 2 kids sign NHL contracts this week, last week. They're on their way to the big show. One of them's already played.
That's fantastic. And you saw him in Muskegon first. So that's very cool.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, the reason I was interrupting you is I wanted you to notice that I got the NASCAR result in.
I love the NASCAR
result.
result.
Me crap about that all the time.
Well, stay up on your job, man, and I want to give you crap. Anything? Is this brought to you by anybody?
It's brought to you by you and me for now.
There you go.
But soon.
Let's find Dave a sponsor.
There you go.
It's the Andy and Dave Daily. Let's do it again tomorrow. Dave Cackley, good to see you. We will keep Muskegon updated on all the news, and I'm glad you're back, man.
All right. Check you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.